Alright, buckle up, Trekkies, because today we're diving into something that's got me buzzing with excitement. The latest episode of Star Trek, Strange New Worlds, titled Human Best Friend. Now, I don't know about you, but when I heard this episode was described as a romp, I immediately thought, okay, what kind of chaos are they cooking up this time? And let me tell you, after seeing the new photos and hearing the cast commentary, I'm convinced this is going to be one wild ride. But here's the thing, it's not just about the fun. There's something deeper here, and I'm here to break it all down for you. First off, let's talk about the premise. Shore leave on a pleasure planet? Sounds like a dream, right? But when the crew's escape stops behaving like fun, things take a turn. Personally, I think this is a brilliant setup because it plays with our expectations. We're used to seeing these characters in high-stakes, life-or-death situations, but what happens when they're supposed to be relaxing? What does it reveal about them? In my opinion, this episode is going to peel back layers of these characters we haven't seen before, and that's what makes it so intriguing. Now, let's talk about the cast commentary, because it's gold. Romijn mentioned that the crew is inebriated in very different ways due to the planet's gases. What many people don't realize is that this kind of scenario is a classic Trek trope, but it's also a clever way to explore character dynamics. When you take a step back and think about it, seeing how each crew member reacts to being off their game could reveal so much about their personalities and relationships. For instance, Rebecca's Yana singing Total Eclipse of the Heart in Klingon. That's not just a fun moment, it's a character moment. It shows Yana's dedication, her willingness to go the extra mile, and her love for her crew. I mean, who else would go through the trouble of working with a dialect coach for a scene like that? It's these little details that make the show so rich. And then there's Anson's take on Pike. He described his inebriated Pike as the guy at the rave who wants to go to the chill tent and hold your hand. Honestly, that's such a Pike thing to do. It's not just about being the stoic captain, it's about showing his vulnerability and his desire to connect. What this really suggests is that even in a romp episode, Strange New Worlds isn't afraid to dig into the emotional core of its characters. That's what sets it apart from other shows. It's not just about the adventure, it's about the people on that adventure. Now, let's talk about the photos, because they're giving me life. Seeing Paul Wesley as Kirk and Ethan Peck as Spock in these moments of chaos? It's a reminder of how seamlessly this show blends the classic Trek universe with its own unique flavor. One thing that immediately stands out is the chemistry between the cast. Whether it's Scotty, Uhura, or Ortega's, everyone looks like they're having the time of their lives, and that energy is infectious. But here's the thing, amidst all the fun, there's a deeper question being asked. What happens when the line between duty and leisure blurs? What does it mean to be human, or Vulcan, or anything else, when you're not in control? That's the kind of stuff that keeps me coming back to Star Trek. What makes this episode really interesting is the creative team behind it. Kathryn Lyn, who wrote the episode, is no stranger to Trek, having worked on Lower Decks. And Yana Gorskaya, the director, is an Emmy winner known for comedy. So you know this episode is going to be funny, but it's also going to have that Trek heart. In my opinion, this combination of talent is a recipe for something special. It's not just a shore leave episode, it's a character study wrapped in a comedy. As I wrap this up, I'm left with one big thought. Strange New Worlds continues to prove why it's one of the most exciting shows on TV right now. It's not afraid to take risks, whether it's with its storytelling, its characters, or its tone. This episode, Human Best Friend, feels like a perfect example of that. It's fun, it's chaotic, but it's also deeply human. And isn't that what Star Trek is all about? Exploring the human condition, even in the farthest reaches of space? Personally, I can't wait to see how it all unfolds. What about you? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you excited for this episode? What do you think it'll reveal about the crew? Let's keep the conversation going, because if there's one thing Trekkers love, it's talking about Star Trek. Until next time, live long and prosper.